So we're in the last class day of shop management. It has been a whole path going from the types of customers we deal with to the customer experience to the employee experience to benefits, pay plans, hiring, firing, different types of health plans that are out there, um, tools and equipment, record keeping, taxes. Think of how much we've covered that maybe you heard about at the beginning of this, but you didn't realize how much went into the managing or owning of the shop. So on this last day, here's what I want to cover, and here's what I want you to think about. With all this information, we know still at the end of the day, it's a calculated risk. And quite frankly, your instincts are going to be just as much a part of this as your knowledge. Your emotion is just as much a part of this as your knowledge. If you're going to go down the road of being a manager or an owner, then you have to use all of the things that made you want to shop somewhere. How did you like to be treated? Even go back and think about, what did other shops do wrong? And not only automotive businesses. I mean, we've been talking about automotive because that's what we're thinking about. But think about even if you went to a McDonald's. Were you happy with the service or unhappy? If you were happy, why? If you were unhappy, why? How did you feel about it? And the reason why I focus on that word is because that's going to be the difference between getting repeat customers and setting up that business that grows, and setting up a business that maybe does great for a year and then it starts to tank. You have to know how to make people feel. But I hope you see that that's a theme through everything here. Employee experience, customer experience, and really your own. If you aren't loving this, and by that I don't mean that every day is happy or that you're doing this because you're just having fun, but do you get satisfaction out of managing, out of owning a business, out of helping other people advance? Remember, once you're the leader, your real goal is to get other people to improve. That's really how you improve yourself. That's really how you move forward. It's not that you get more money or more accolades or anything else. You'll make more money as other people improve. The better they get at doing their job, the better they move up, the more efficiently they're able to do things and grow to the next level, that'll be the more you make. But it's a different dynamic now. Instead of you fixing the car the best, what could you do to help this guy you just hired learn how to fix the car the best? Because the better he's able to fix the car, the more you can focus on the customer. Maybe he eventually moves to where he can work on the customer, and now you can worry about the books and the schedule, because you can help him with the customer and help the next guy learn how to fix the car. See, training, moving people forward, advancing your staff is going to become your biggest investment. And it's a hard shift to make, because you're going to go from being a technician where you're under the hood, you're fixing things, you're turning that wrench. And you might be doing that for a long while, even after you move to a management level or an owner level. But at some point, you're going to have to start making the move from fixing the car to developing the people who are fixing the car. And we do that so that we have more time as managers or as owners to focus on the business. So it's been a lot this class. Um, you know, really advancing your people is the last lesson I want to touch on. So what are some ways we advance our people? Well, training opportunities. You might have a dedicated training program. In some cases, you may not have a choice. If you're a factory authorized service center or a dealership or something of that nature, a manufacturer might dictate the service your techs need to do. Your job is to monitor and advance that training. Send techs out to test. Send techs out to get more training. But no matter what type of facility you're in, you're going to look for other opportunities so that they can get even more training. Maybe it's to get them ready for ASE. So you set up an ASE prep class. Maybe it's for inspection or emissions. So you make a partnership with a school to get more of your guys and girls made inspectors. Maybe you're going to have a jobber like Eastern Auto or AutoZone or somebody else who does commercial sales. They usually offer a training program, and maybe they could get you technical training on the newest type of refrigerant or the newest tools. Maybe your tool guy can even set you up with a field training rep to come out and teach your guys how to use their newest scan tool. So you're going to look for those formal training opportunities. A lot of dealerships now work on teams where 3 or 4 techs work together, maybe even 5. One of them being a team leader, so he's kind of like a mini manager. But those 5 techs lean on each other, and they're grouped together depending on maybe strengths or department or what type of work. Usually, there should be somebody in that, the team leader, who can act like a mini foreman to help the newest guy on that team get up to speed and get done. So these are not considered formal trainings because they're not written down, they're not kept track of per se, but they're informal training opportunities. Once you're a manager and owner, you should be providing some informal training opportunities to your whole staff in like a staff meeting setting. Hey, we want to go over this new thing that just came out, or go over this change in this regulation. You guys need to know it, and here's why. As well as informal. You're walking around the shop. You see the guy you just hired. Hey, let me show you. There's an easier way to do that. So training opportunities are going to be one of the biggest ways to advance your people. Be mindful. Push to get people recognized. It's the number one thing that makes people want to stay in a job. When they feel they're being recognized for what they contribute, people will stay. So it's not about advancing yourself, but it's about finding that guy who went above and beyond. It's about finding that guy who put in the extra. It's about finding that girl who was great at the counter and handled that hard customer. Get them recognized. If where you're working doesn't have a recognition program, an employee of the month, or some type of program, work to create one. There's the difference between a boss and a leader. A leader helps people move up, and when people move up, they don't want to go somewhere else. They see a future, and if they see a future, they stay. That means a better employee experience, which is going to mean a better customer experience. It also means you as an owner or manager spending less money, because now those people are staying. So you're not having to go out and spend money to replace them. You're also spending less time and money on training because people are staying. Finally, my last kind of lesson, and this is the hardest one sometimes, especially us who come from being techs. We're used to fixing the problem. We want to get in there and fix it. Sometimes when you're managing people, you need to get out of the way. That's the best way to advance them. Let them make the mistake. Let them learn. Don't tread on their toes. The worst thing I used to hate when I was at the counter running STS store, dealing with a customer, and my district manager was there. You know, he was just below my regional. My district manager, who handled about 4 stores, was there, and all of a sudden he would hop in and start handling the customer that I was already working with, because, you know, he just thought he was the best at it, and he wasn't bad at it, but it still was my customer. It's what I was working. If you're going to do that, why do you need me here? It's hard because we come from a background where we want to fix things, we want to do them, but that's not always a reasonable answer. All right. So, guys, it's been a great class with you. It's been a lot. The day after this is shown, which is going to be the last day, you know, this is the day before the last. The last day of class is obviously a finals day. You guys have done a phenomenal job. We've learned a lot. We've talked about a lot. If you have questions, I'm always here for you. You can always email me. I hope you learned as much as I did. Just remember, the lessons of today are training your people, getting them recognition, and staying out of the way. Sometimes it's the hardest thing for managers to do this part of the job right. But it's an investment in your time and your energy that will pay for itself 10 times over.